Hello, hello. Welcome to Sparkle.Sanctuary. My name is Rebecca, and I'm so glad you're joining me today. This is a part 2 of my Margaret Morales unboxing videos. Just for information, since I don't know how many people stick around to the end, but I do want to let you all know that this is only part 2 of 4. So be looking forward to those. This is 2 round diamond painting kits. So, as indicated by the pink here on the boxes, and then this round shape, and then they say round on here. Dragon Spirit, this one is called Dragon Spirit. There's the thumbnail. And then there is a full image of a majority of the painting on the top, and it wraps around the sides of the box, which is really fun. But it has information. It says 55.8 centimeters by 81 centimeters. So sorry for the glare. And then on the side here, it does say it is 64 colors. Here, let me scoot that up where you can see it with the underneath this other thumbnail. It's 64 colors, including 2 Aurora Borealis, which is like a iridescent coating that imitates the northern lights, electro diamond, which is kind of like a metallic, and then 3 iridescent diamonds. I may have that backwards. Yeah, though I have it right. 3 iridescent diamonds, which are like a rhinestone or a crystal, and then 2 fairy dust diamonds, which are like a mica powder glitter that goes on top of the drill. So this one has a lot of specials. I'm excited to get into this one and to see what this one looks like. And then on the other side of the box, it just says Unleash Your Inner Artist. On the bottom, there is a QR code, another little thumbnail, and the name Dragon Spirit, which is really great for those people that, if you store your box like this, or like this, or like this, you're going to be able to see what that image is. On the top, it just says DIY Diamond Art Kit. And then on the back, there is their how-to tips and tricks, the kit contents here, and then warning hazards and just little bits of information about Diamond Art Club. So both boxes are the same. So this other one is Sleeps with Butterflies. I actually have this image already and am planning to do a comparison because I have it from Diamond Shop, and I want to do like a little short comparison video if I can. I love butterflies, and this is honestly my favorite image that Margaret Morales has ever done, and so I'm excited to own both versions of it. I was super excited when they restocked it. So you can kind of see what this looks like, but there is the thumbnail. Sorry for the glare from the light. Let me see if I can find a better angle. There, that's better. So there it is. Margaret Morales her Sleeps with Butterflies is 55.6 by 70.2 centimeters. All the information about the box is the same. Again, the thumbnail and the QR code on the bottom. And then on here it says this one is 55 colors, including 2 Aurora Borealis and 4 Fairy Dust Diamonds. So I'm going to set this one aside because I'm looking forward to that one the most. And let's go ahead and get into Dragon Spirit. So some of these, I've noticed the shrink wrap isn't like fully covering the boxes. I find that that's been happening a little bit lately, and I don't know if it's the type of shrink wrap that they're using now or what it is, but I mean, I don't keep it in the shrink wrap anyway, so I don't think it matters. But I'll just go ahead and pull this open. So each Diamond Art Club box now comes with a box inside a box. So you pull this out, and there it has your toolkit and the diamond painting itself. So the toolkit, and I'll show you this one and then I won't show you the other one. Every toolkit comes with a tray. Now this is their most recent toolkit, so it may look a little different depending on when you picked yours up or what they have in stock at the time. But this is a tray. It has a lid and it has a stopper so that you can keep your diamonds stored in here. Like if you have pets or kids, this is fantastic. If you're in the middle of working on a project, you can just close up the lid and then not worry about it. It does come with some extra wax, and then it comes with a 7-placer, and then it comes with extra heart-shaped pink wax. This looks like the lighter pink wax. I don't think it really matters, but I've seen some that are a little bit darker. And then it comes with a bag of baggies to sort out your diamonds. And then on the end of this pin is a 4-placer. This is a really popular placer. I prefer a 12, and so I don't use either one of these, so I end up donating them to friends who do. And then on this side, you just pull the lid off, and there is a single metal tip. And then inside this, on these kits, the newer kits, it comes with a wax. And so you just twist this up, and then the wax eventually comes out the end here. And then when you run low on this wax, then you can fill it back up with this. It does look like, so I twisted it up just a little bit too far. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a little ball of wax at the tip of this. If that happens to you, you can just pull that right off the end and then unscrew this. This is actually how you fill it. So you unscrew this and then you pull this little white piece out. You drop that right back in there and push it down, but not too far. So it's nice and snug. Oh, and I dropped it. Of course I did. Let me get that. And then you will just put this back together. And there's your pen working for you just perfectly fine, and you don't end up losing any of the wax, especially if you end up liking this clear one. I have not utilized this clear wax. I am in the process of going through some of their putty that came out previous to this, and I've been liking it just fine. So I guess that's kind of up to your preference, but there's, like I said, a cap and everything. So everything that you need to get started diamond painting is here. And the pink wax is really great for the multi-placers, and that's why they go ahead and put that in there. So yeah, this is like, if you pick up a Diamond Art Club kit or typically any diamond painting kit, they're all going to have all of the tools that you need. This one's just slightly upgraded. Oh, I should show you that this tray is stackable. So on the side here, it shows Diamond Art Club's brand naming. I'm not sure if that's going to show up with the lights, but then there's a lip here, and this is because the trays are actually stackable with each other. I have another tray here, and I just take them and put them together like that, and then they're stackable. I will say the back sides of these are a little bit low because of the way that the lids go on there. So that does make it a little bit difficult when I'm shaking out my drills. I've noticed that I will shake them out the back side. So if you do like these trays, just be a little bit cognizant of that and be a little more careful with how you're shaking your drills. To make sure that you're not losing them out the side. But if you had a bunch of these and you wanted to kit up in just trays, you could absolutely do that because they stack. I think that's pretty cool. So, all right, so in here is the kit. It comes in a plastic dust sleeve bag, and the bag is, I think it's just there to protect it from liquid. Oh, there's another thing in here, so I'll pull that out. But it just protects the diamond painting, and the only things inside this dust sleeve bag are the image itself and the diamonds. So I'm going to pull this out, but I'm not going to quite open it just yet so that we can look at this. So in here, there's a little envelope, and this envelope is actually going to be where you find the stickers and the code to match what's on the diamond painting. I'll explain that here in a second. So you squeeze the diamond together and pop this open. On the top, there are tips and tricks. On the bottom, there are the kit contents. On the right-hand side, there's a 20% off coupon code for your first time in the app purchase. And then on the left side is a Facebook group. There is always a discount code in the Facebook group. So I recommend participating in that so that you can, or joining that group so that you can at least use that discount code. It's 15% off generally, but I was told every once in a while they'll boost that code. I got a bronze treasure quest card. So there is instructions on the website how to use these. I have looked into it briefly, but I don't really know a whole lot about them. So yeah, they're just collector's cards that gets you like diamond paintings or customized things. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it does say if you go to diamondartclub.com/redeem, it'll give you more information. So then inside here, there is the thumbnail again. This thumbnail is a sticker, and then up here is a start and end date. That's a separate sticker, and then information about the kit itself. That's another sticker. And then on this side, there's a diamond sticker here, Diamond Art Club sticker here, and then the title of the kit is a whole other sticker itself. And then in here, when you fully pull this open, here are all of the colors. So there are 64 colors. There are anything under 150 is an AB. This is before they switched it over. Sometimes you'll find the ABs down on this side of the kit now labeled as an AB. So just kind of keep that in mind. So it looks like the two ABs are number 107 and 125. And then their special drills on this side are numbered K, L, 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 Z, and Z. So That way you know the different kinds of special drills. Ecru is one of the colors here. I will just say this is all based on floss and their coating that they do for floss. Ecru is just one of the colors. It is nothing special. It is just an off-white. So if you ever see Ecru in your kit and you're like, what is that? It's not a special diamond. It just means that it's an off-white color, because the DMC code is just literally labeled Ecru. So I will go ahead and put this away, and then let's get looking into the kit itself. I'm excited to see what this looks like. Okay, so at the top you have Do What Makes You Sparkle Diamond Art Club. That's their branding. And then you will find on the top left and then on the bottom right, there will be a legend for the symbols and the DMC color code that goes along with it. That's what I was talking about with them matching up with the floss codes. So this is a really nice soft flocked backing, and then the edges on this one are not poked, but they are scalloped. I find that interesting. Usually there's like a poking along the edge. I guess this one does. It's just very, very mild. It doesn't go all the way through. It's just like a very faint poke. So not anything that I'm like, I noticed right away. So, but it is there. It is definitely still there. So this one, wow, she is so pretty. So this is a dragon diamond painting. I love dragons. Oh my goodness, look at all of this. She's so pretty. She's got dragon scales on her skin to match the dragon. Look at that eye. If that eye is not completely blinged out with specials, I definitely will work on blinging that out myself. Then you see she has some kind of fan or weapon in her hand. I'll look at that further when we get further down. So, oh, here's our bag of drills. I'll move that out of the way. So yeah, she is holding a weapon here. And then the bottom of this diamond painting has a little bit more darkness to it, but that is really gorgeous. Okay, so like I said, here's the bottom right hand legend. And then on the very bottom right here, they have their lifetime warranty. In the center, it is their social media information. And then here is additional information about the kit. If you look here, it has a number, DAC-6885R-DTC. This is their item number. And if I were to go back and pull this out, the sticker sheet, if you look here, that is also the SKU that is identified at the bottom of this card. And then when I pull the diamonds over, it is also the SKU that's identified on the diamonds. So that's how you're able to keep everything together. It's a really nice way of labeling things, and it is incredibly helpful for somebody like me. And I've said this multiple times on my channel, but I keep everything separate. I don't keep it in the box. So it is very, very handy and helpful for me. But man, look at how pretty she is. Oh, I just love this. And if you can see, like, there's some rolling at the edges here, but for the most part, this diamond painting has already gone flat, just because of the weight and because of the way the canvas is. I maybe just roll this back just a tiny bit and then do that. If you, like, this one looks like there's a little bit of bubbling here, and I'll show you if I turn it over. You'll see it looks like bubbling, but honestly, that is the way that the plastic has been laid on the canvas because it's been rolled up. If I pull back this plastic, which this is a really thick, nice sheet of plastic. It's not too thick, but it's not too thin. If I pull that back, that lays out flat, and then I can just push this back down and it will flatten all of that out again. Oh, that one bubbled here. So you can make your own mistakes as you're laying it back down, but I will flatten that out, and then I'll turn this back over and show you, and see now those are definitely minimized. And so as you're working on it, that will all go away because the plastic won't be stuck to it. But anyway, I don't know if you noticed, but there are gray lines on the grid of this. I think you can kind of see that in the image here. There are gray lines on the grid, so this is actually perforated, and you can pull that apart and work in sections if you so choose to do that. So they just want to give options to people, but I don't know if you can see, that is just absolutely gorgeous. I cannot get her in frame. This is Like I said, a 55.8 by 81 centimeter image. She's not small. I mean, she's not terribly big. She's not too big, but there's my hand compared to her face. So you can kind of get an idea of how big the dragon is and everything. Okay, so I know I showed those colors in the last video, and I'm not sure if people enjoyed that or not. So I am going to, I'll get through the crinkle of this. I won't talk unless I come across a special diamond. I won't read the numbers out to you, but I will just briefly show them to you on screen. And that part will go, I'll like speed that up or something to make it a little bit loud. Okay, so here's our first special diamond. This is Z3865. So this is one of the ones that has mica powder glitter on the top of them. I'm not sure you can see that, but there's like almost a silvery white mica on them. Z3865 is a single dot. I'll move this out of the way so I can possibly find them. They are mixed everywhere. There's a little smoke that comes up through here. They're there. They're all over inside this dragon. There's a little bit of smoke coming up this way. They're all over inside the dragon here. They're sprinkled through her hair. They're all along the top here. I mean, these are just sprinkled. They're here. There's a patch of it here. They're through the scales here. They're through the scales here. There's little sprinkles there, and they're all through the scales here. So, and there's even a couple little spots of it there. So this white colored special diamond is definitely everywhere. So here is another one. There is a, this is one of our AB Aurora Borealis ones. And so I'm not sure if you see that sparkle, but it's like an iridescent coating on top. And this one, 107, is the number 1. And the number 1, there's a small bit of it here in the bottom of this here. And then there is a tiny bit in her lip here, both lips, and then a little bit here, and then spread throughout this red flower up in her hair. Okay. Okay, here's another special diamond, L783. This one is, like I said, it's kind of a crystal. L783 is a heart shape. So there are some in the dragon's eye. There are some in her scales here. There are some in her scales here. And that is everywhere I see those. Okay, so it's in the scales and in the dragon's eye. That's really cool. Okay, here's another one. This is K444. This one is a metallic. So the yellow isn't what you're gonna see. It's that gold metallic top that you're gonna see on the diamond. So this one, K444, is a check mark. So there's check marks in the dragon's eye, in through her scales here, through her scales here. And then I do not see any, I see a couple check marks through this portion here in her hair. That looks to be it. Okay. Oh, there's a couple check marks on, it looks like she has like a little bit of scaling on her arm down here. Okay, let's do here. There we go. Here's another one of our specials. Here's another crystal kind of diamond. L728 is, it looks like almost like a triangle with another triangle inside of it. There's a couple down here again on her wrist where it looks like there's scales here at the bottom. There are in his eye, in through here on her scaling, through here on her scaling, and there are some up in this golden part of her flower here. And it does not look like there's any over there. Okay, keep going. Okay, here is another one of our like rhinestone or crystal drills. This is called an iridescent, L780. So this one looks like a stop sign. A stop sign. Okay, so it looks like there's a few in her scales in here, a few in her scales here. There's definitely some in her wrist down here. I do not see any of these in the dragon eye. I also don't see any in her hair, in these things up here in her hair. Okay. Oh, there's another one, Z743. Z743 is the letter T. There are T's in her shoulder, in this portion. I don't see any here. There's a couple in his eye here. There are a few down in her wrist here. And then that looks like to be it. Okay. Here's all right, last row of bags. And here is our last AB. This is a pretty big bag of AB. So let's see what that symbol is. The number 2. Okay, so this is like a mint colored green. And the number 2 is little light colors of in here. Like it is sprinkled everywhere, kind of near where all of those white ones were. So there's 2s through here. There's 2s all through the scales here. There's 2s up in the background there. There's 2s through the scales. Any scales that you see have the number 2 mixed into it somewhere. Yeah, there's even down through here. And then down through here. So yeah, the number 2 is just mixed in everywhere. So that is going to just absolutely sparkle and shine. It looks like a lot is going on in the image when you're looking at it up close, but far away, it is really pulling together. And I just love the way this looks. She is so pretty. Yeah, I definitely look forward to working on this at some point. And I just cannot wait to see how this one comes together and what she ends up looking like. This one is going to be good. I will say that it looks like there's confetti, but it also looks like there's some color blocking. So color blocking is when you have you can use a multi-placer and there's quite a bit of an area that is one color so that it's easy to multi-place. So like in through here on her chest, there's a section, little spot here, through her hand, here. There are areas where, like in through her face here, that's all one symbol. But then there are areas where there's a lot of color changes, like in her eye. That would be called confetti because you're just changing so many colors. It's hard to use your multi-placer. So it looks like this has a decent amount of confetti, but it also looks like it's got little beautiful areas of color blocking that are going to make it go fairly quickly, just because you can definitely, like, even though there's lots of colors through here, because they're sectioned the way they are, it looks like that's going to be able to use my multi-placer still. That is called color blocking confetti by a lot of people in the community. I tend to agree, and that is actually my favorite to work on. So I think that this is going to be a lot of fun, and she will definitely, hopefully, be in my soon to-do list. All right, so let's put this one away, and I will pull out Sleeps with Butterflies. The box I've already shown you, so let's just get this thing open and check out what she looks like. Okay, so again, this one has the same toolkit, has all the same contents, the tray, the pin, the baggies, the wax. It's all going to be in there. And then we have our bag, again in a dust cover bag. And we also have the envelope with our information in it. So let's go ahead and look at this. It looks like another bronze card for the treasure quest cards. And then there's the thumbnail for this one. And then this one has 55 colors. It looks like they put all of the specials. So this is like I was telling you about, the ABs are moved down here instead of up there. So here are all of the special diamonds that will be in there. So there's 6 of them, and they're all on the bottom of the legend. Okay, move this out of the way. All right, So let's see if I can pull this open. Okay, so again, all of the information is going to be the same. This one you can see the poked part of it a little bit more defined. So this is kind of what I was talking about. I'm not sure if that will come across on the video, but this one you can definitely tell from further away. It's been poked along the edges, but look at the butterflies. Look at her beautiful face. Oh, I don't know. This has been my favorite diamond painting for a very long time. Years and years, probably since the beginning of diamond painting, to be honest. This image isn't quite as big as the other one. She has 55.6 by 70.2 centimeters. So it's not quite as big. Excuse me, sorry about that. But this one, like the other one, looks like this is going to be like color blocking confetti. There are areas of decent color blocking mixed in with areas of confetti. This is just, oh, she's so pretty. She's so pretty. I feel like the fingers are maybe a little bit overdone in the blue. Let me see if I can pull. So if you look at the thumbnail, pull that up closer, you can see that the way that Margaret Morales does, she has the fingertips are usually like a blue or a pinky red color, just like around the eyes and the nose. She always does that with her images. And so this one is done that way, but I feel like it almost translates a little too harshly. So I'm hoping once the diamonds are on, it won't be quite as harsh. Same thing with her cheek. I think that that's standing out more just because the black letter N is written inside the pink. So I don't think it'll be quite as prominent. But I do love this. I will say when I very first saw this image and I fell in love with it, I noticed this girl sleeping and all of these butterflies. But what I didn't notice ever was that these are fairy wings here. And so in the other image that I have, I actually blinked that out and it made it stand out a little bit more. And so I am curious to see where they ended up putting bling in this. And then when I do my comparison, I will definitely be showcasing that just because I love the way that turned out. And it was not a recommendation by the company. It was just something that I opted to do on my own. And I feel like it was the perfect fit for this image. So again, she's laying flat, but not quite. Like this side isn't quite laying flat. So I can roll this back just a little bit. And she's laying flat. Like it's really, really nice. They're like, well, I guess not quite, but almost completely laying flat. And considering that she just got out of the bag, I think that's pretty good. So I'll do the same thing with this one. I will open the bag, kind of show you where those specials go, and then we will go from there. And I think this one, I will try and keep it sideways just so it'll be easier to point out this stuff. Okay, so let's get into these. All right. All right, so all right, here's our first one. So this one is got the mica powder on top of it. So Z341 is the letter N. It looks like there's a little bit of that in her fingertips around the edges here. It looks like it is through some of her dress here and through here. And it is down through here in these colors, these shades here. Yeah, all the way anywhere where you see kind of a little bit of a darker blue, like a more, I guess this is really kind of periwinkle. It's almost like a lavender blue. Yeah, through here in sections here, down here in this corner here. That is a really pretty color. Nice, pretty lavender. And here's another special diamond, C3733. So this one almost looks kind of like a weird rainbow. So we'll see if I can find, so it is located in these flowers. There's like, not the lightest shade here, but a couple shades out. So around the middle of the flower petals. That is all through the middle of the flower petals. Okay, good. I don't see any on her face. That was a little bit of a concern. but I am seeing them there through the flower petals, through here. Yeah, all of the flowers have them. Even these little petals here that are falling down her dress, they have it. Okay. All right, so here is those. And this is the last row of bags, so I'm assuming this is where a lot of our specials are going to come from. Oh, there's one. That is a really pretty mauve color. So Z316. This is a down arrow. So the down arrow is, again, it looks like it's in all of these flowers. So where did it go? I see it. I saw it over here. I lost it, you guys. I lost it. Where did it go? I saw it. There it is. Okay, so there's some here. It is almost like a purpley, so there's some in here. So it's like wherever the flower looks like it almost tilts into purple is where the down arrow is. So there's some in her dress here, all through the purple flowers of her dress here. There's some through the purpley areas. See how it's like almost darker, like it's bleeding into the blue? That's where those are. So there's some over there in that flower as well. I don't think I see any of these ones, but I could miss some. Okay. All right, here's our next one, Z742. I am 100% positive. Yeah, they're in every single butterfly. This one is just a fairy dust, or you know, the one with the mica powder on it, in every single butterfly that is on this page. Yep, in all the butterflies. That's really pretty. Okay, and then our next one is B819, AB819. And that is a line, and it's kind of a peachy color. Okay, so these are also in the butterflies. Everywhere you see the white dots of the monarchs, that is that color. And there's a little bit here on her dress, and here looks like it goes through her dress here. Nope, that is the wrong line. Sorry, there. It's there. And yeah, through here. Okay, yes. All right. And there is our last AB, AB741. And this one is, it looks kind of like a tree. And again, that is located in every single butterfly. So looks like the butterflies all get 3 special diamonds in them. That's going to be really pretty. So yes, it doesn't look like any of the special diamonds. I'm going to double check this. But it doesn't look like, yeah, no, there are no special diamonds in her fairy wings here. So this would be something that could easily be charted. If you had some metallic drills or something special that you wanted to put through here, you could just replace out even, you know, like the outline. There's like a heart outline right here that goes through here, and you could very easily swap that out. The heart, it looks like they had 824, so it's a very dark blue. So you could put like a blue crystal through there to make that pop. I mean, there's options. So if you wanted to bling up the fairy wings to make them stand out a little bit more, that is an option. I know that I want to do a comparison between the diamond painting that I completed and this one here. So if I end up doing that, I may go ahead and bling up her wings just to see what they look like compared to each other. So I don't know. I will definitely be posting that, hopefully. I don't know how long it'll take for me to get to this, but hopefully I'll be able to get to that fairly soon. I have a ton of diamond paintings on my current wish list, so we will see. But anyway, I'm just, she's breathtaking. I don't know if you are familiar with Margaret Morales. She is definitely my favorite artist. I only have one diamond painting hanging in my whole house, and this image is the one that's hanging up. So if that tells you how much I love her art. And anyway, like I said, this is only part 2 of the 4-part series. So stick around. Hopefully you enjoy, and I will catch you in the next one. Remember, wherever you go to take care of your mental health is a Sparkle Sanctuary. So take time to take care of you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.